Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 632 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda, and joining me today on this glorious Tuesday is Chris DeBona.
Hi.
And Rob Roseboom.
It's glorious.
It's glorious.
I should go to a cool Geeks in Space background. There you go.
There you go. It does. You've chosen blues, cooling colors.
Yeah.
Oh, night. See, I'm in a holodeck, so it's whatever temperature I can imagine.
Yeah, and the usual, I'm in an imaginary void that hasn't quite coalesced yet. You know, if I concentrate a little bit harder, maybe I'll have real furniture by the afternoon. But...
And then sometimes you turn your fan on, and then it appears randomly, and it's super cool.
It's exciting.
Technology, man, it's making everything.
Well, it takes so much brain power to make that fan spin. That, you know.
Well, you have the time when you're interrupted. You can just concentrate on the fan.
Right.
Oh God.
So where did we leave off?
We left off last week on the Moonraker. Moonraker.
Was it Moonraker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you posted a ton more of links from that lot, and also Adam Savage posted many videos of himself on the YouTubes.
He was checking out the Mondoshiwan ship and a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I have a theory. You want to hear it?
We got
I was
nothing but
going to
time.
ask Adam this. I think it's Paul Allen's estate.
Yeah, you said I think you said this to me after we recorded last week. But yeah, I mean, this is a huge estate, and it's good stuff.
He was a super billionaire, and he was obsessive over the prop auctions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I told you my Paul Allen story, but it's like, yeah, that guy, he was the other side of the bidding for the Gladiator codpiece
against
John
Colbert.
Oliver.
Oliver.
Yeah, and it's like, so I suspect this is Prop Store taking care of his estate. If I had to guess.
You know, man, I said this to you last week too, but if I had Paul Allen money, this is exactly what I would have done with it. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've bought a couple of little things. Like I have the ballot from Battlestar Galactica, where you vote for Roslin or you vote for Gaius Baltar. And I have one of the posters. So
you voted for Baltar, didn't you?
No, of course not. So there's that there was that cult around Baltar in the show, and they
kind
had
of dropped that plot line.
Yeah, they did. It was kind of a dumb plot line, but they had a great flyer that was basically like Baltar will deliver us, into peace with the Cylons, and it's this really like inspirational culty thing, and so I got that too. And what I would do is I would post it at work whenever somebody put up like some guru or some voodoo science sort of talk that they wanted to have. I said, I'd like to have Baltar talk. So I was kind of a jerk, is what I'm saying.
Chris.
But it was a great use of that flyer.
Yeah. But I mean, that is the perfect thing for a billionaire to do, right?
Yeah.
Because all the other things you could spend money on would eat your money up like crazy, like the high-end stuff. He could literally, to the end of time,
he could buy
just buy props.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he did, and then he built the Museum of Pop Culture / Science Fiction.
Yeah.
To house it and show it to people, which I thought was nice, So I think this is the stuff that just didn't rise to the level of being in the museum, like Mondoshiwan. Sure, I think it's cool, but most people don't care.
Sure, but yeah, like a lot of that stuff is like it's clearly like the second or third item in the list, like it's not the hero shot item, it's the really cool item, but the lesser version of it.
Yeah, it's not the Harrison Ford hat from Indiana Jones 1, 2, or 3. It's the Indiana Jones hat from Crystal Cave or whatever. Crystal Skull.
What? That's a real movie?
No. I was wrong. We did the security cameras story last, I think.
Oh, okay. Let me scroll up.
It might have.
Oh, yeah. Then the building came down. Oof. Yeah. So this happened.
We talked about this extensively.
Did we talk about it on the video?
Did.
Well, okay. Let's scroll up then.
You monologued extensively.
We talked about that.
No, Chris talked about Florida gonna get you, I think is the catchphrase. Florida gonna get you.
I think the rootkit is where we started.
Yep.
Or where we should start.
Okay. So Microsoft admitted to signing a rootkit.
Oops.
Or something. I actually didn't follow this one at all.
I just thought it was just funny. Like we've put billions of dollars collectively into the notion of signing software and having authorities, and it just it's all kind of bullshit.
It's a checkbox.
Yeah, like
Someone
all of these
accidentally
things.
misclicked. Whoops.
Mm-hmm. The security theater thing, like, I mean, I'm sure that this helps. I'm sure it does, but this stuff just erodes trust, and I don't know that there ever really should have been all that much trust to begin with.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
The only trust I have is for the kind that the source code is on GitHub.
Yeah, but see, if they had to click, 4 pictures of a sign on a road before they
Right?
signed it, then that might have saved them. But,
I can't tell. Is that a car or a bike? I don't know. It thinks I'm a robot.
It asks like, do you see a stop sign? And I'm like, well, there could be one in the far,
right? Or it's just like the edge of the octagon, just like a little tiny bit of it. Does that count?
Yeah, maddening.
Infuriating.
Yeah. Darn computers.
They're
robot checks. It's a robot trying to ask me if I'm a robot. Who does it think it is?
Right.
Yeah.
Some robot cop.
Right. Which of us is Turing? Which of us is the machine?
Right. So
the voices story is way better.
I submitted this one, and I have to tell you something. I would use this in a hot second in the game.
And this is
basically it's technology that takes a voice, samples it, and you can dynamically generate.
It's deep fake
dialogue
for voices.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm getting an echo. Are you guys? I just think it's terrific. It's such a hassle to record. It's like if we can get a good voice sample, then poof, have it output just dialogue, and you can change the dialogue at will. I mean,
for sure. Like they do this. I think Apple and Google have both like promoted at some point like new voices every time they as they improve their voice generation. And there's also been the researchers that like faked Obama. Stuff like that. It's interesting to me that we spent so much time talking about video deepfakes, but I think that it's just because they seem so much more complex that it seems much more impressive. But the fact is that we are to the point now where with the amount of, you don't need the audio of 100 episodes of Geeks in Space to fake our voices. You probably can do it now. Like
you need one moderately talented Las Vegas voice impressionist comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you can probably get there. You can probably get like, with a paragraph of text, you'd get enough of the phonemes in order to fake it convincingly enough for casual applications to fool grandpa over a phone call, at least, where you're, talking, with low kilohertz audio fidelity. But the creative potential for this, like in this case, using these voices for video games, I mean, I think that's fantastic. I mean, that's so fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. And also, it's not like people are going around saying, you know what, if it wasn't for the roguelikes, we'd have more level designers. It's like, come on,
Unsurprisingly, voice actors have a different take on
for sure.
Yeah, go figure.
For sure.
It's like, buggy whip manufacturers kind of hate cars. It's like, I get it.
Right. Remember how the airplane industry destroyed the car industry?
This is here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going away. So,
wait, what?
I said, remember how the airplane industry destroyed the car industry? Things coexist was my sarcastic.
Well, it did hurt busing a little bit, which is more of an even comparison.
Fair enough.
And trains.
Not a
lot of people use trains. So it pretty much did kill the industry.
Or passenger cruises for crossing the Atlantic and Pacific.
I don't know, man. We're still talking about Amtrak,
pleasure
man.
Cruises.
But I guess my point is that
I like trains quite a bit. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's easier to say, where are the human typists? Where have they all gone? The human computers. It's like, it's okay to replace these people with transistors.
Well, and it's a story we hear over and over again. Like you hear about how chess is better. I was talking to my father-in-law about how chess in the last 30 years, how it's changed with the rise of computers. This is going to be no different, right? A good actor can probably give you a better line read than your software version is going to give you, and that matters. What, half the time, 10% of the time? Probably depends on the kind of game. Depends on the moment in the game. But I love the idea that you could like a modder could upload a custom mission for a game, but still have the voices of the characters that you're used to. I know.
Yeah, that was called out specifically in the story too. So it's like, they're like, "Hey, that's my voice," and it's like, "Yeah, I get it." So but it is a thing where we should collect rights to reproduce, but if you want to use a certain actor's voice or whatever. But I would sample my kids. We used my kid for the background on one of our trailers, and that was great. That was a blast.
And it would be kind of interesting to replace every librarian's voice with Cliff Lampy in every game.
Oh, that'd be great.
Or what if, all the drink vendors?
1 second, guys.
He's out. Rob, have you ever seen the movie The Congress?
I still want to see this movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
you told me about it.
Yeah,
I feel bad for not having seen it. I'll watch it tonight.
You should.
I already watched Network.
It's very much in the vein of what we're talking about. The whole premise of the movie is about an actress who signs away her rights to her likeness, and then what's happened as each iteration of technology comes along. And by the end, by the last 10 minutes of this movie is some of the trippiest and weirdest visuals you will ever see in any movie ever. It's next level crazy.
You and I really want to do. I think that, better than sampling people's voices is, like this voice doesn't exist, this actor doesn't exist, those sites.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do this voice doesn't exist and then use those voices for dialogue, because it's just like, I want to avoid the problem altogether, right?
You want copyright free,
and I don't want to necessarily do like I would feel for the an actress who sells her likeness once, then she sees herself everywhere, and it's like, that's kind of a downer. So, but a virtual person who doesn't exist, let's go to
anything
town.
You want. Are you watching, or have you seen? It's on HBO right now. It's called Made for You.
Made for Love.
Made for Love. There you go. That.
Boy, is that good.
I'm not done yet, so don't spoil it. But there's a sequence.
So good.
There's a shot in like episode 3 or 4 where they show a commercial. And Kristen Milioti, is that
Milioti.
Milioti. She's like, I was never in that commercial. I didn't say that. And it's like, oh no, we just simulated that, so we didn't have to bother you.
She's like, it bothers me.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
I'm looking forward.
Really well.
Is it done?
No, they'll have another season.
Well, there's 8 episodes out. I'm on episode 6. I wasn't sure if it was.
It's done for now. Okay. I don't know. Let's see.
I was really hoping that they would end it at the end of the season, because this feels like a show that if they tried to drag it into a season 2, that it's gonna suffer. But I guess I'll.
Yeah, it's got a second season coming. So
well, I feel like God, it's such a cool idea. And all of these characters are just getting crazier. I love that show. But I don't know. Watch The Congress. I can't recommend it highly enough, but I will tell you the last third of it just goes off the rails crazy, and you got to be in for off the rails crazy. You've never seen anything like this.
Neat.
But the idea is really cool.
Cool.
What did we got next? We have a bronze statue of Elon Musk, guys. Oh no, wait, we have the kite story.
Yeah, first of all, I just thought this was funny. Some guy was flying his kite at a park not far from here, apparently, in the Pacific Northwest, and it went into a power line, and he got shocked. It's like, your Edison reenactment isn't going as well as you thought. Shocked and severely burned. It's like, dude, was using a fishing pole with steel cable to fly the kite near the Kitsap 9/11
That's
memorial.
how you do.
When the kite drifted into Puget Sound Energy's an aluminum steel cable. That's amazing.
Darwin's Law, man. That guy's gonna win an award.
Because I was like, don't kites just use twine, string? And it's like,
I use guitar strings. I find a high E string has the tensile strength and conductivity that I need to maximize my death potential.
And it's just long enough that you can never get so high to hit a power line.
No, you tie a bunch of them together. It's really inefficient. But you can pluck it.
I mean, think of the work that went into this accident.
He thought about it.
What? I don't like rolling that thing back in. I'm going to use a fishing rod. It's like, oh, okay.
Sure. Well, that's that. I mean, I did that.
I mean, was this a huge kite? Did it need such an infrastructure that he needed a steel cable? Maybe this was suicide.
You've heard of death by cop, but have you heard of death by kite?
Death by kite. Yeah.
Takes a little more work. Oh man,
I gotta sneeze.
Oh, neat. We got to see that.
Wow. Okay. I'm allergic to it. So
next year we could have deep faked a Chris sneeze in there.
That's right. That's right.
That would have been cool.
Anything will be possible. What I should do is rig up buttons so that I can zoom in on you guys as something happens, and then when you sneeze, I could just zoom in on your face. Yeah. Foundation. They now have a second trailer, a second teaser. The first one showed almost nothing except for a couple of shots.
This one shows a ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. Spaceships and bad things. And Harry Seldon's a really boring statistician, but a bunch of people glom onto him as the future. And it's coming out in September. And
September sooner than I was thinking. For some reason, I have it in my mind that's not coming out until next year.
Boom, boom, boom. Look at this.
That's what Foundation's all about.
Yeah, because that's what I remember is all the space battles.
Shooty.
Yeah.
Is that Lee Pace?
Yeah, Lee Pace is a guy in the show.
Cool
spaceships, though.
I mean, it looks expensive.
Super expensive. They blew a lot of cash on this.
Yeah, I like TV shows that look expensive. But that said, I still haven't gone to see Fast 9, and that looks expensive.
It's in the theater. I think I might go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've already seen Fast 9, to be honest with you.
Is it basically the same as all the other Fasts?
It's the trailer.
Well, I mean...
Except for they go to space. There's some really good shit.
It's Fast and Furious. Yes, it's the same. It's all the other Fast and Furiouses.
It's not deep.
I mean, it's not shot for shot, but I mean, you know what you're going to see, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I will definitely get to that movie. I've been meaning to. There's actually 2 movies in the theater right now that I want to see, but I've actually been busy. The other one is the Sparks documentary that Edgar Wright directed.
I still want to see that. Yeah.
Both of those are showing in a theater that I could theoretically go to, but somehow I ended up busy this week, and my car's in the shop. Elon.
So this is under the High Line? I mean, that's what that is. This is down in Chelsea. Boy. That's unfortunate.
I like that on Reddit, about once a month, you'll see a picture go through of Elon Musk today, and then the picture of Elon Musk from turn of the millennia, where he has no hair. And they're like, I want to be so rich, my hair grows back.
Probably just alopecia or something.
Many plugs. But he's got a statue. The comments are ranging from it's positioned close to a river, so there's a place to put it. How fast you want to ram your car into it.
That's great. That's really funny. I just, it's Elon. What are you gonna do?
All
right. Here's Canvas. We were talking about Canvas.
This is so neat.
So let me just I'll start a new one. Card changes. Okay, so how y'all doing? Let's do some canvassing. Let Let me. Is the screen the right size? Yeah,
You're
that's
great.
fine.
You're great.
Okay. What style do you guys want? Like it's sort of a nighttime with dark.
It's
Yeah,
romantic.
let's go dark. Yeah, it's romantic. Let's pull some clouds around.
Welcome to Geeks in Space. We're gonna draw shiny happy trees and talk calmly.
There's a cloud, and, a hill.
We're gonna add a happy little hill in the foreground there.
That's not great.
There are no mistakes, Chris. Just happy accidents.
There.
Ooh.
It's like too atmospheric. Let me go to a different one here.
It's like Kai's power landscape.
Yeah, here we go. Let's do some sea.
Just go ahead and put a river right in the middle of the sky.
No, this is ocean. The river is different.
Oh.
Is it? We'll find out. Now it kind of looks like you're looking out the wing of an airplane.
Yeah, it does. I'm not a good artist,
But that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this thing. You don't have to be a good artist to get a quick idea across.
Yeah, and then let's build a mountain over here. Boop, boop.
I don't think it's yet registered your ground. It still thinks everything is dirt. Oh, there's ground. There you go. Oh, sweet. Now it's like you're in mist.
And this is where Kong lives.
Yep.
Give some forest.
Brie Larson and John C. Reilly are gonna have an adventure.
Put some snow up top.
Oh yeah.
Because
too much snow. Too much snow. Happy accident. Happy accident.
Oh, what is going on with the snow?
Are you aware of the global warming? There's no more snow anymore. It all melted.
Let's put some gravel.
Gravel's
cool. Boop. Whoa, okay,
that's actually kind of neat.
All right, then we're gonna put some. Oops.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna write Chris Rocks into the gravel. And then we're gonna put a llama. And
good stuff.
I need a bigger paintbrush. There. And then let's put some snow. Boop. No.
Too much snow.
No. What's snow there? What's this? Oh, a stone wall.
Oh yeah, we definitely need
let's
a stone
build a wall.
That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You just build the wall.
That'll keep the bad people out now.
They're coming. The indeterminate them.
No. I hate the stone wall there, man.
Yeah, that you're ruining it. You should definitely undo it.
Let's make the mountain, more consummate.
Consummate views.
Consummate! And then put some forest along the base like before. Boop. That's all right.
It's neat stuff.
It is cool.
I've we kind of hit on this a while ago when we were talking about people doing photorealistic renderings of Grand Theft Auto, but I think that we're not that far away from you being able to do simple level design using basically tools at this level. Like you could just say, building, power lines, fire hydrants, and just let the software fill it in. And there's a map for you to run around in.
Well, it's kind of what we're doing with the game. It's basically programmatically laying out like most of the stuff,
Mm-hmm. I love the idea that. It's funny. You connect this to the voices, the voice rendering stuff that we're talking about earlier. You really do democratize these tools in interesting ways. And now Chris is invisible. I see nothing but Chernobyl. He's back.
I had to blow my nose. Sorry.
Oh, I see you close. You sneeze, you lean into the camera, but if you're gonna blow your nose, you'll block your.
Nobody
face.
wants to see that. That's gross.
That's true. Because I might have had my macro zoomed in.
So it's really fun to change the style that it uses to drive the GAN. It's really cool.
It's neat.
Like look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks real. I mean, I don't know how it looks, at the resolution you're looking at it, but scaled down into a zoom window. I mean,
it's decent.
I wouldn't know if I was looking at if you didn't tell me it was fake.
Whoa.
So they captured the highest resolution atomic image ever. They doubled their record for how close they were able to zoom in on atoms.
Oh, where was this? Was this in the
Cornell?
No, was this in Taco Zone?
Yeah. It's got red dots. It's a picture with a bunch of red dots.
Okay, I'm not seeing it.
Well, don't know what to tell you, man.
Okay.
Well, it's
Tell
neat.
us more about it, Rob.
There you go. It's neat. It's just a bunch of red dots. That's all. But it's the highest resolution image of atoms ever created. They doubled 2018. They're now at 100 million x magnification, and it's just the best electron microscope ever. And they're using it, to just take pictures of atoms when they could be taking pictures of something cool. What's cooler at that scale?
Steve's
swamp water.
Ooh.
The life in a drop of water.
Yeah.
And a judge has thrown out 2 antitrust cases against Facebook.
Yes, indeedy. Yeah, basically these were the ones the Trump administration brought right as he was on the way out, as he was like, "Look at how tough I am against Facebook," and it was basically like, "Y'all didn't do your homework at all."
Shocking.
So
shocking for that administration.
Are you sure? That doesn't sound like something that would happen over there.
Mm-hmm. Normally, I think of them as being so detail oriented, hosting their events in front of like yard sales and stuff.
States had waited too long to bring their case, which centers on deals made in 2012 and 2014.
Well,
come on.
That seems like reasonable.
Yeah.
This was the Instagram thing, right?
Yeah, Instagram and WhatsApp. Yeah. And the thing is, though, here's,
Yeah, 9 years, man.
That's a long time.
You would have no problem convincing me that there is a monopoly there that is detrimental to the future of humanity. But I don't think that the way that you get to do it is by saying that this thing that happened 9 years ago is the problem. You have to deal with it where it is today, because the thing that they bought 9 years ago wasn't the thing that it is today. It was not a monopoly back then. It was
so one thing that they said this is a big blow to attempts to rein in big tech. It really isn't. It's an appropriate blow to the previous administration's inability to govern. So I don't think this is a big deal at all. I think that Lena Rain, who's the new FTC head, is gonna do her homework and probably bring different cases against large technology corporations.
Now that said, it did push the stock up 4.2%. In whatever way that we assign that motion in stock is related to individual news events. The fact that it happened so quickly just tells me that bots are connected to the stock market in a way that makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Maybe the FTC should look into... No. You don't look into finance. No.
Nope. Nothing bad ever happens there.
Yeah, it's like... Oh no! We don't talk about that. Oh, and don't talk about Comcast. Don't talk about
the monopolies.
Talk about Facebook. That's the one we need to worry about, not Comcast.
Well, boomers aren't scared of it, so nothing will happen to it. Bad things only happen to things boomers are scared of.
Yeah, it's true.
So Dungeons and Dragons.
Where are these stories coming from, man?
No, I'm just saying there actually is
stories. Oh, Dungeons and Dragons,
like things that boomers are scared of.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's.
I think I have to keep on reloading, basically. Things boomers. Yeah, I remember the Dungeons and Dragons. Sort of
panic.
In the 80s. Devil worship. It's devil worship.
The subliminal messages in music was hand in hand with that whole thing. Do you remember that? I mean, they took Ozzy to court over it,
It's so dumb.
Yeah. Judas Priest too, right?
Let me ask you something. You remember when Al Gore ran for president?
I do.
He was still married to Tipper Gore at the time.
Yeah, she was a mess.
And she was a hot mess when it came to the whole, recording industry and rap.
And the video game industry.
I mean, she was at the front of all those, like, we have to censor everything. And I'm like, I wonder if that cost her anything, and it cost them in the election. Like,
I don't think anybody remembers.
Not get because of her. Oh no, I remembered.
I mean,
sure, but were you going to vote for Bush?
Maybe a few.
Well, hell no. But it's like,
Bingo.
I wonder who didn't show up to vote because they're like, that's the girl who came down on LL Cool J and those folks or whatever.
Chris,
I don't know.
do you have the Flintstone house?
The Flintstone house?
Yeah, I might not have posted it, but I'll post it.
So
this is
so
awesome.
I'm generally about
this one
as anti HOA as anybody in the planet. But
I
put it into hosts.
Okay, let me go over to hosts.
It's actually pretty awesome.
Is this the one in where is this located?
Northern California.
I think that, yeah, I know exactly where this is. Flintstone house settles lawsuit.
Tell us, Rob.
Oh, it's just nonsense. Can you imagine living next to this thing? I mean, look at it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, you can see houses like in the background. When I
mean, Yabba too.
I'm a pretty chill person, so honestly, I don't think this would bother me at all. To be perfectly clear, it would just be like, yeah, look at my crazy freaking neighbor. But
yeah,
I could see where someone would have a legitimate issue, perhaps, with this.
Here's what I'd say. I think the house, more power to you. If you painted that house white, and like made it look like postmodern somehow,
My
like
name is Joshin.
that
I was
standard.
born in 1996.
If like you made it look like a postmodern house, painted it like beiges and stuff, browns, made it look like it fits into like organically into like a desert landscape or something, nobody would care. But I do kind of worry about the fact that he has gigantic dinosaurs in his front yard. But that's a lot.
Listen, this house was actually white stucco before he painted it whatever brown or whatever, and you can see it from 280 as you drive up to San Francisco along that road. And I'm gonna say this as nicely as I can. Hillsborough houses are not nice. They're just like every other California rancher house. You drive around Hillsborough, you're mostly seeing a bunch of single and two-story ranch houses that were built in the 50s and are probably falling the F apart. And this guy buys this thing, fixes it up, and violates Hanna-Barbera's, trademarks in the process. Like, there's no, they can't stop him. This is ridiculous.
That's my thing. Like I can see your neighbors being pissed off, but not like
he has neighbors, sure, on the left and right and across the street, above here. He's got neighbors, but
because
who the hell cares?
The definition of neighbors.
But no, like this spacing piece here basically is a steep hill facing the highway. It's like, you know what? He's not blocking the guy's view behind him. He's not blocking the view to the right or the left of him. Leave him alone. It's like,
copyright strike.
Yeah,
might
thanks,
be.
Rob.
I just tried to play the video. That's how it starts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't play the video.
I'm not gonna play the video because it'll show an ad first, I'm sure.
Right.
But like, I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't want to live in this house. It's stupid. It's all rounded, and like there's all weird echoes in it, I'm sure. And it's impossible to maintain. It's basically rebar reinforced concrete with stucco around it. It was made using like that, that they would inflate balloons and then they'd pack concrete around it and stuff. I mean, this is a dumb house to spend $2.8 million.
Whoa, really?
That's how much he paid for.
Why did I say? Oh, right? See, I saw the 125,000. That's just the lawsuit recovery. I thought that was the value of the house. Oh no!
This is on like an acre in Hillsborough in California. It's going to cost money, but
I thought it was north of you. I didn't. Or
this
north of
dumb
California.
Guy spent $2.8 million and then probably a couple $100,000 on dinosaurs and paint and AstroTurf. It's like, you know what? More power to him. Who am I to say?
Every neighborhood has to have one or two weird houses.
Right. It's not like he has like cars jacked up, or trash all over. This is a cared for property now.
Is that a Bigfoot standing next to the tree in front of his house?
Looks like it.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, that's a Bigfoot. You can buy those on Front Gate, man.
I missed that part in the Flintstones.
Yeah.
The Flintstones wasn't a historical document.
Well, I mean, except for the part where the bird beaks are used as the needles of record players. That's all how we did it.
Yeah. Well,
no, of course, he doesn't have any discipline about his mixing his Hanna-Barbera with his Sasquatch rumors with.
Right. This is like having Superman fight Spider-Man. It's wrong for so many reasons.
This is probably a guy, he made a little bit of money in some IPO, and he's like, it's like we were saying earlier about Paul Allen. Who are we to tell this guy that his dumb hobby is any smarter than our dumb hobbies?
So what you're saying is, in his like front room, there's a bowl of Tide Pods for you to enjoy. Probably go in,
But they're probably like
mixes all things together,
organic, tasty, real Tide Pods.
Oh, because California.
Yeah, you can cut into them in their cake,
Hey, Rob,
like filled with essential oils and stuff,
Rob, I wanted to tell you I have been on a rampage of 80s horror schlock.
Oh, yeah.
And so yesterday was the very first Friday the 13th. And going from I watched Friday the 13th 4 and 6. Ooh. And to go back to 1, man, that's a leap.
1 was a good movie. It was scary. It was his mom in the end. She was trying to get revenge against the people who let her kid die at camp. I mean, that was a good one.
Even 2 isn't that bad. Because he doesn't even have the hockey mask that is until 3 that the hockey mask comes out. And the first one, like you say, doesn't have Jason in at all, except for the very, very end.
And that could have been a dream,
Right. Yeah. That's how it's definitely set up. No, it's just been interesting because like some of these I've seen, some of these I haven't. But those ideas are so like permeated into consciousness, the hockey mask and like.
Right.
I think that what I've come to realize about myself is I'm a little bit more of a Nightmare on Elm Street kind of guy than I am a Friday the 13th kind of guy.
Nightmare on Elm Street 1?
Well, I watched 1 and 3 in the last week. And I've enjoyed them both. They're both they're different, but they're visual. They're neat, tricksy special.
What about Jason X, the one in the space station?
I think that's insanely fun.
It's really the Fast and the Furious of the Jason movies.
I love Jason X. Mostly because the Friday the 13th, like, I wouldn't say they were great movies to begin with, and they get horrible very, very, very fast.
They do. Jason X, man.
Yeah, Jason X to me seemed self-deprecating enough and just out there enough that I'm like, okay, great. You're just
I think they reused the Andromeda sets. It was all these Vancouver actors, from various science fiction shows.
Someone was like, how much crazier can we get? I mean, he's been to hell. He's been brought back to life. And they're like, hold my beer.
He's my
in space
beer.
Now.
Yep.
He's in
nanobots.
He's in Canada space. Yeah.
And I absolutely adore the scene where he has the 2 hologram girls in the sleeping bag and he's smashing them against a tree while they giggle and like say, oh, that hurt or whatever, And
they're so happy.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
But woke Jason.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street has like mythos to it,
Yeah.
Like there's a deeper backstory going on. Yeah, Friday the 13th is basically just a slasher.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a story that goes with it, but the story is
secondary.
So left behind so long ago.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But it's been interesting because I went back. So Friday the 13th 1, it's the mom, and all she basically does is cuts everybody's neck. But then by the time you get to Friday the 13th 4, it's Jason in his hockey mask doing his thing. But it's like the format of the slasher movie has been clearly defined. Like the Cabin in the Woods parody of Friday the 13th 4 is like perfect. But then by the time you get to Friday the 13th 6, Jason is like squishing people's skulls and like ripping human bodies in half. Like you've gone from using an axe to you are now just superhuman.
Yeah.
Did you know David Cronenberg was in Jason X as an actor?
I think I did know that.
Oh, good times.
Good times. Anyway,
that's over 20 years ago that
I
Jason
know.
X came out. That's
I
how old
know.
we are. Y'all.
Really?
So old.
Yes. 2001.
Yep. Dude, we're old. We're all
My
really
goodness.
old.
Yikes.
Yep. All right, with that, let's get out of here. I think we all have important tasks to achieve today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heads to crush.
And bodies to rip in half.
They're not going to rip themselves up.
Stay out of my 5-foot kill radius.
All right. Well, y'all stay cool.
Goodbye, Christabona.
Bye.
Goodbye, Rob Roseboom.
See you later.
This was episode 632 of Geeks in Space. I'm still Rob Commander Taco Maldo. We'll see you tomorrow. Watch a network. Bye.